Hey, good to see you again, Cole. It's been now almost 2 months since we've been together. And you know what? By the time this airs, we're going to be getting ready to be together again.
Oh my, I am looking forward to Death Valley big time.
No, Oregon coast.
Oh my gosh, that's right. We're going to be in Oregon Coast together.
Yeah, Oregon coast.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Yeah.
I haven't been since COVID.
Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. No, no, no. We were there this year. We were there in the beginning of this year. Absolutely, we were.
Oregon Coast?
Oh, Oregon coast, we haven't. I'm sorry.
Put your put your
Well,
head
you
on.
said Death Valley.
How,
Your fault. It's
they're
always your fault.
following. Why can't you follow along?
It's always going to be your fault. It's your fault, and it's always going to be your fault.
No, I've not been to Oregon Coast since.
Wow, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, and our
Two,
friend Roger's going to be there. Boy, are we going to give him a bad time?
yeah, we are. He's going to regret paying that money.
I am getting ready with all kinds of new ways to insult Roger.
He wants to take us to dinner. I think we should find the most expensive place possible.
Well, I think so.
I never get appetizers. I'm getting an appetizer.
You know what I've never had?
What?
Kobe beef.
No, let's do that.
Let's find somewhere that's got that
Let's find one that's
$300.
got the one where it's like $200 and you and I split it
Oh, we're not going to split it. We each get our own.
at 32 ounce
Yeah,
steak.
Kobe beef. So, hey, I recently sent you a video by our friend Rick Beatos. Beato?
Vieto. Yep.
Beato. We love him. He talks about music. He analyzes songs, what makes them great. But he had an episode that was so fantastic. It was kind of a downer
Yeah, it
because
was.
he was talking about how music today is so sampled and resampled and synthesized and copied that it's really not original anymore. It's just kind of like AI is getting in there with a Moog synthesizer, and it's just very rote and
Manufactured.
repetitious and bland and terrible. And so the thought I had was, is the same thing happening with photography? If
Wow.
we had a panel comprised of, let's say, Ansel Adams and Edward Weston and Paul Caponegro and Paul Strand and all the greats, and they were looking at photography today, I'm wondering what would their reaction be?
Yeah,
Now,
in other words,
I'm sorry, I doubt their first reaction would be, wow, these images are so sharp.
well, so essentially you're saying you want that panel to act as Rick Beato, because Rick Beato is a producer and engineer. He's the real deal in the music industry, and he knows what's going on in that industry. He interviews all the top talent. Everybody wants to be on the show. I mean, so he's the man when it comes to record production. And so you're saying, get the Adams and the Westons and the Campanegros and say, okay, they're the man, if you will, and we should have women in that mix too, Dorothea Lange and so forth. So, if they were looking at the work, would they be feeling like Rick Beato? And I think maybe, right? Because think about our own journey with photography, Cole. It started in a wet darkroom, which very few people had or had access to. And so the amount of imagery that was shown or that we were able to consume in our childhood was minimal. Minimal. There was no internet, there was no social media.
Books, that was
So,
it.
yeah, I mean, books, that's right. Or you could find a print in a shop now and again. I remember going to the mall and seeing Ansel Adams posters. You could find those. And certainly Ansel was a hero of yours and mine. And I had the print and the negative, those books. But I do think the abundance and the ease of access has probably created a mass, and I mean huge, right? A mass of work that's very derivative. And I'm guilty. I mean,
Well,
I'm sure I've done some too.
what if they each spent an hour on Instagram? I wonder what they would say when they were done. My guess it would start off with "Oh my God,"
Yeah. Oh, I'm
and be in
sure.
a positive sense. Anyway,
Interesting.
what are your thoughts? What would the masters, the great masters, have to say about modern photography?
Yeah.
Would they be impressed? Would they be depressed? Would they see advances due to technical advances? Or would they see that technical advances have just turned everyone into a photographer, but there's no real soul, there's no real heart in the images?
Yeah.
Your thoughts, because this really is about all we got to say about it.
Yeah. I, and we're wanting to do more of these things because we do love hearing back from you. Um, by all means, we don't think we're the ones who know everything about the topics we bring up. We love talking about these topics for our own edification, for our own learning and growth, because I think that's part of what you and I, Cole, believe so strongly in. There's no end point in art, that you don't arrive someday. You're constantly evolving as a human being, and then that's now being slathered all over your images next year. The trials that you've been through this year, or the new marriage you've been through this year, or the successes you've had at work, they all influence you as a human being. And so we're interested. What would those masters say? What is your observation in your own life? How have you seen photography evolve? And is it for the good or the better, or maybe not?
Hey, you know what we might just do for those of our friends who love music as much as we do? Maybe we could put that link of Rick's in there so they could see that.
I can do that.
Would help with the context of this question. Good.
Great idea. The link
Okay.
will be in the video below.